Hello everyone. Today I got to see the new Eli Roth movie, horror movie essentially, and that is The Green Inferno. And I wanted to see this movie for a while now because I remember seeing the trailer for this movie earlier this year, and it was supposed to come out last year, but it got pushed to this year for some production reasons. Nevertheless, I wanted to see this movie for a good while now, and I finally got to see it. And now I really I love horror movies. There's no secret about that. I love horror movies. And when a horror movie gets a lot of mixed reviews, it makes, or at least in my perspective, it makes me a bit more happy to see it because it's much up to your own interpretation if you like it or not. Because if a horror movie gets so much praise, or any movie for that expectation, is that a horror movie should live up to that ideal. Is like if it gets praise or not, you start to feel a bit more, emphasis towards it. It's like, oh, I want this to be great for me as well, for any movie in that reason. And in this, I basically tell the story. The movie as a whole essentially is Eli Roth's love letter to all these type of movies, like found footage, raw type of cannibalism type of movies. And in the ending credits, you will see like a short list of movies that he was inspired by, and I thought it was actually really honorable of him to do that. And the story of this movie is basically a bunch of these college activists for the Amazon rainforest being destruction for it, and all of it being constantly torn down, and these students are kind of like uprising against it. And for that, they go to get airplane into the Amazon to really help save it and support it. However, the plane has a big malfunction, it crashes, and hell ensues from there on. And I'm going to say that I really enjoyed the fact that this movie was more mixed, because it has like a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, because I feel like it's much up to your own interpretation of it. It doesn't have to be so highly praised or just totally diminished of horribleness. It's like, no, it's going to mix, so therefore your own experience is much more of your own experience. There's not much hype for your own sake. It's much of what do you expect from a movie like this, and it draws it out. And it's basically a love letter to these certain type of movies. And for me, as a person who really likes Eli Roth as a filmmaker and excited to see this for almost a whole year now, I really, really like this movie a lot. I thought I had a lot of fun with it. And this movie just felt like it was a big tribute, big thank you to all these movies I've seen before. The acting in this movie is surprisingly good. For the record, it's like you expect it to not be that great in a movie like this. Thankfully, it's not like found footage kind of like that. No, it's not like a real production type of movie, and I like that. It kind of strays away from that path. The acting is surprisingly good. The use of practical effects is, in my opinion, incredible. It's incredible how good the practical effects they use. Like the CG, yes, there's like 5% of this movie is CG. A little bit at times, like blood spatter at times at the moment, but it's like it may distract you at times. It did for me at times, but I thought it was really, really good for how to use the practical effects. The sense of realism and the way you put it, this right in your face of how alien and how horrific and shocking it is, was horrifying. I walked out of this theater stunned. I was shocked at how freaking horrifying it was at times, and I really gotta commend the type of direction they really went for that, and I thought it was really, really effective. I thought it was all the incredible things that they've done is like with all those people, very few of them were actors. They actually got real natives from those Amazon tribes, and they recorded them, and I thought it was so interesting, in my opinion. I thought it was really, really something, and they give off real sense of a true sense of realism and fear and shock when you see them, like, and you place yourself in the perspective of these people who crashed there, and you're like, holy shit, it's horrifying of what they see, of what they do, and what the traditions they have, and how they torture them. Holy fuck! Like, some of the things I had to do. There's this one thing with the spiders, which is horrifying for me because I have a huge fear of spiders myself. And there's a lot of those moments where I'm just like, hell no, I can't see this. And there's a certain intrigue of me, like, I want to see it. Like, it's like seeing a horrifying crash on TV. It's like you can't. It's so horrifying, but you're still so mesmerized by the pure carnage and the pure horror of what you're seeing. And I thought it was really effective for what you were seeing in the movie, and I really enjoyed it, surprisingly. The way it flowed, like, the first 15 minutes was a bit rocky to begin with. It was like, oh god. It's like, but you understand, it's very much like, yeah, I would say it's very much like the movie The Cabin in the Woods, where you know the character types, but it's still so fun and embraces itself to such a degree that you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna have fun with this. It's like, it's very self-acknowledging, and like how Eli Roth said, it's a love letter to the movies he's grown up with, and you can see it splattered all over this movie. If it's just on the splattered, because it's horrifying at times. Yeah, just going off the scale of 1 to 10 of a shocking factor, this is a strong 8 or 9. Like, this is horrifying at times. And granted, some of the things that the tribe does can get a little ridiculous and silly at times. Like, I found myself a couple times laughing at what they do, and some of the performances were a little bit hokey, but still, it was just so low key and so self-acknowledging that you can't help but get engrossed into it. And yeah, I just had a complete ball with it. But it's still really dumb. It's all self-acknowledging with what it is. Yeah, and as a whole, I think this movie was just a big bucket full of a love for the classic movies that either Ross grew up with, or I've grown up with, and as a whole, I just enjoyed this movie a lot. It's a very self-acknowledging film, everyone. I would actually recommend it if you're into horror movies. And yeah, my rating for the Eli Roth, The Green Inferno, I'm gonna give it 75%. Yeah, I think that's a solid rating for it. It's 75%. You should. This is a movie that you do need the right expectations to go into. Like, you can't take this movie completely seriously, but then it's still really shocking for its own sake. And in the end, The Green Inferno was a pleasant surprise from a good filmmaker like Eli Roth, and I'm honestly quite proud of him for making this movie. And in the end, everyone, it's just my humble opinion. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the future. Well, this weekend, well, it's actually on Sunday when I will make my review of Hotel Transylvania 2. That's right, I'm doing 2 reviews this weekend, and and hopefully you guys, I'll see you till then. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the future for more videos as always. Till then, thank you very much, and I will see you in the future. Thank you.